Page 14, hop and stop. At the top of the page, we're giving you new time signatures. So we've already had 2/4, where there are 2 counts in a measure and you're counting quarter notes. Well, here it's 4/4. So now there's 4 beats in a measure, 4 counts in a measure, but you're still counting quarter notes. Okay, I'm a little concerned with her names. She says, notice the top number on the fences. She's calling them fences, and it's confusing. To me, it's confusing. We don't call these fences. This author is calling them fences. That is her name for this. It's not what we normally call them. So if you're talking to somebody about music and you say fence, they're not going to understand what you're saying. We call them staffs. It's the 5 lines. The 5 lines is called a staff. And so if you'll call it a staff, the other people will understand it. And the top number here is, she says it's like the top number on the staff. That's a little misleading also, because the top number is the top number on the time signature. So here it's like, okay, is she calling the time signature a fence? Because the top number is for the time signature, not the staff. That's just, in my opinion, that's confusing. Let's stick with staff and time signature, because that's what they're really called. If you do this fence stuff, then you got to unlearn that later. Let's not unlearn stuff. Let's learn stuff right from the beginning, so we're good to go. If you want to think of a fence and a staff as the same thing, that's fine. Just know that it's really called a staff. So let's look at hop and stop. You'll notice in the first measure, there's 2 quarter notes and a half note. Well, a quarter note gets a beat, and there's 2 quarter notes, so that's 2 beats. And the half note gets 2 beats, so that's 4 beats total. So you can see there's a total of 4 beats in that measure. So, I just like to check these things. And the last measure, you see that circle there, that whole note? Remember, a whole note is the same as 4 quarter notes. It gets 4 beats in 4/4 time. So it takes up the whole measure. You got to hold it down for 4 counts. So let's look hop and stop over. I see it's 4 measures long. It's got a treble and bass clef, and we got 4/4 time signature. And we've got our C's going, our middle C's going. The first measure, you're playing thumb here, right? So your hand is here, and you're playing those C's. And the next measure, your left hand, you're still in this middle C position. And then 2 C's here, 2 C's here, and then a whole note. Those are the notes and the fingering. Got that worked out. Now let's work on it's known as rhythm. The long and short of the note music, rhythm. That's what we call it. It's the rhythm of the piece. How long do you hold the notes down? That's rhythm. That's what I typically call it, because that's what it's called. So let's work on the rhythm. We got the notes and the fingering. Now the rhythm, remember the quarter note gets a count. 1, 2. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Got to hold that down for 2 counts. And then the left hand goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it down for 2 counts. And then I got 2 in here and 2 here. And then the last one, I got to hold that down for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, off. And that's sort of the rhythm. And then once I have an idea of the rhythm, then I go back through it a few hundred times or whatever it takes and get rid of any hesitations, so it is a steady beat all the way through. So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, off. And basically the piece. It doesn't matter how fast or slow you go. What is important is you keep a steady beat. So let's try this together. This is after you've learned it. Let's play it with me to make sure you have the right note. The note shouldn't be a problem. You're only playing 1 note. It's the rhythm. We want to make sure your rhythm is correct. You should play the note when I do. So since it's a 4/4 time, I'm going to give us four beats. 1, 2, ready, go. Now let's play this together slowly. Put your hands where they go. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 3, 4. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, off. Now there's a teacher's part for this. I'd like to play that, and you play what you just played. We're going to keep the same speed. So let's just try that together. Now remember, you have to concentrate on what you're doing, but you have to listen to me to stay with me so we stay together. 1, 2, ready, go. 4, 3,